How's it going, everyone? College Football Tips here, and we are back with the AP Top 25 College Football polls and the top 25 games for Week 9. Cannot believe it's already Week 9. This season's kind of flown by, to be honest with you. A lot of changes, up and downs, and a lot of teams. So we'll get into all that and more, as always. So let's get right into it. All right. 25, we got South Carolina. They're playing Missouri. I believe that is at Missouri. A lot more games this week. Actually, a lot of games this week. All the buys a lot of people's buys are kind of getting over, so a lot of people are coming back to their normal schedule. So it's kind of nice because buys can kind of be a little boring sometimes because, can't really have all of these games here. But anyway, let's go into it. We have South Carolina, a 4-point favorite. Think they're going to be a little bit more than that. It's at home for South Carolina. Spencer Rattler, he's been playing good recently. South Carolina did beat, I believe it was A&M recently. Oh, geez. Okay, hold on. There we go. They did beat A&M, if I'm not too wrong. They have a 68% chance of beating Missouri here, so that could be an interesting one. He's thrown 8 picks, 5 TDs. I know Missouri was very close to beating Georgia, but, they did not, as we know. But they went to OT and lost to Auburn. They did lose to Florida. So their games they've lost are pretty, not too bad losses. And, man, South Carolina got destroyed by UGA, though. So that's a little bit of a thing to worry. They only do have 2 losses. I'm going to have to obviously give this one to Spencer Rattler and the Gamecocks. I think about 7 points would be 7 to 10. I know it says 4, but I think 7 to 10. They're home. They're off a win, so it's probably got to go with them. Next up, 24 is NC State versus Virginia Tech. This is tonight or tomorrow, whenever you guys are seeing this. And NC State is a 13.5-point favorite. Not surprised there. They're at home. NC State's a solid team. Virginia Tech is not. Their quarterback has 7 TDs, but, their quarterback has 11 TDs. So, they 7 picks, 4 picks. Yeah, no, everything's just in NC State's favor here. So I think 20 points. I know it says 14.5. I think, or 13.5. I think it's about to be 20. I think NC State's going to kind of run it up on them. Tulane is at Tulsa. I kind of read that backwards. I was going to say Tulsa, Tulane. Oh, no, that's for, whoopsie. That's our one bye this week, or one of the couple byes we have. But they're on a bye. K-State is actually playing Oklahoma State, and they're at home. This one is interesting because K-State is a 1.5-point favorite. And to be honest, wouldn't expect that. I would think that Oklahoma State would be the more the favorite, but I get Kansas State can beat teams. They're always a pretty odd team every year. It's always hard playing Kansas State. It's even harder playing it in Manhattan there. So, but Spencer Sanders, I think he's in a groove right now. I think Oklahoma State's whole team's in a groove a little bit. Deuce Vaughn, though, is a great running back. He's easily top 10, maybe even top 5 in all college football. So if Kansas State runs well and if Adrian Martinez is still healthy, because I know he got injured last game, but if Adrian Martinez is healthy, then I think they'll put up a good fight. So I'm going with the upset, though. I think three points for Oklahoma State, though. It could go the other way, though. Just because the Big 12 is a little up and down right now, and it's a little odd, like how it always is. That's usually how it goes. Moving to 21, we have North Carolina versus Pitt. They are in North Carolina. And North Carolina, man, they're 6-1. You dude's thrown 24 touchdowns, 3 picks. Man, I did not know Drake May has actually been balling, man. 24-3. Jeez. Who have they lost to? Notre Dame. But that was like that was a month ago. That's interesting. But they haven't really played anybody except for Miami. So this could be an interesting game. I see why the spread's 3 points now because Pitt they've been pretty good. Slavis has been mediocre this season-ish, 5-5, 1,300 yards. I mean, the run game for Pitt is pretty good. I mean, you can see here 154 for 959. So if they can get an established run game, I honestly think Pitt could win this one. I get why North Carolina is up there just because they're 6-1, but I'm going for the upset on this one too. I know it's in North Carolina, but I'm going for the upset here. I'm going Pitt by 3-7. I just got a feeling for Pitt on this one. Next, Cincinnati at UCF. I don't think UCF's been really that good, even though it's even. Okay. I didn't know they're 5-2. Who have they lost to, though? They beat Georgia Tech. That's an interesting one. East Carolina and Louisville. Cincinnati. I think Cincinnati can win this one. I get that they lost to Arkansas. Arkansas is a good team, though. 60% on this one for UCF. Okay. I get it's at home for UCF. But I think Cincinnati goes in here and wins on the road. I honestly think Cincinnati's going to win by 7 points. I do think they're going to win by a touchdown. But I try to trust Ben Bryant. He's been playing pretty well. I know if they had Desmond Ridder there, they would easily been doing way better than they are now. But I just think that he's going to go off. I think he's going to do well. I think Ben Bryant's going to kind of bring them up. So I think I'm going to go Cincinnati by 7 on this one. Next one is Kentucky at Tennessee. This one is actually going to be a fun game to watch. Oh, man. I'm so stoked for this one. Just because Tennessee, first of all, they're wearing kind of some sick-ass uniforms, not going to lie. Hendon Hooker's been playing fantastic. Hyatt's been playing fantastic. Freaking Will Levis, man. I thought he was playing way better at 82%. 12.5 for Tennessee. I thought Will Levis was playing a little bit better than he is. I think he's playing injured. I know he got injured a couple weeks ago, and maybe that's why. Yeah, okay, here it is. Versus South Carolina, he was out. I forget which game in particular he got hurt, but he got hurt, and that's kind of why they're 5-2 right now. But it's senior season. I think it's gonna be. I don't know. Tennessee just looks unbeatable right now. They're just killing everybody they playing. I think this could either be a very bloodbath here, so it could be 20 plus points for Tennessee, or a close one like 7-10. But still Tennessee by a touchdown, no matter what. You can't go wrong with this one here. I think Kentucky's just not what they were at the beginning of the season, so we got to go Tennessee on that one. Moving up to LSU, they're playing Bama later, so they're not playing now. Illinois is at Nebraska, so that could be an interesting one for Illinois. Having a coachless Frost there, that's why Illinois is favored. I mean, I like Casey Thompson a lot, though. I liked him when he was at Texas, and I feel bad that he's in this whole situation where it's like last year, and he really didn't have a good team around them, and I know they lost to Oklahoma, who's really not that good. So, I mean, we just got to say how it is. Illinois is going to beat them, and they're probably going to beat them by more than 7.5 or 5.5, whatever it is here. Where is it at? 7.5. They're going to beat them by 14. Illinois is 6-1 for a reason. They're a good team. They're an interestingly good team, so Illinois on that one. Syracuse versus Notre Dame. They're at Notre Dame. They're in Syracuse. Syracuse is favored. You can never count out Notre Dame, though. They're true blood. They're real program, man. I mean, it's like... But Schrader, man, they came close. They came very close to wiping Clemson off. I think Notre Dame puts up a good fight, but I'm still going to say Syracuse just because, Sean Tucker's great. The run game's great. We got to go Syracuse by 7 on this one. I do think that Notre Dame will put up a good fight, though. In all retrospect, Notre Dame's not they're not a terrible school, but Syracuse on that one. Moving up to Ole Miss at Texas A&M. Texas A&M is having some problems right now. I think a lot of their players got benched and suspended, and they're just kind of imploding a little bit here. And they lost last week. They're 3-4. Ole Miss is 7-1. I get their only loss was to LSU, but that was at a home for LSU, so it was a bad loss though. But I'm still gonna give this to Ole Miss. I think they're gonna win by 14 points. I know it's in College Station, but I don't think A&M is pumped up at all for the rest of the football season. I think they're just kind of done. I don't know what it is. They just look beat. They look like they're just like, they don't have much of a pass game. The run game hasn't been looking consistent. It's just, I hate saying this because I'm a Longhorns fan, but they just don't look like they are right now. So I got to give this one to Ole Miss. I'm going to give it by 7 points, 7 to 14 points. So, I would like to see them play better for Texas A&M, but no, I think Ole Miss is going to win that one. Tonight, like I said, whenever you're watching this, Utah will be at Washington State. I think Utah's going to win this one, 7 points. I think they just won their last game, or they had a bye. What was it? Yeah, they had a bye. They're still, I think they're going to be hyped up. Coming off a bye week like that, I think they're ready. They're hyped. They're going to come in here. I think they're going to smack Washington State by a lot. I think it's going to be 14 points for the Utes here, at least. But I think they're going to get a solid win there. Penn State versus Ohio State. This is at Penn State. This is a big boy game. This one is a big boy game. I am very interested in this one. I'm going to probably watch this one because Longhorns ain't playing, so I'm pretty dang interested in what's going to go on here. It's at Beaver Stadium. Man, that whiteout was sick last week. I know Michigan ran all around them, and then Penn State just kind of picked apart Minnesota, so it was really interesting. And Ohio State had a little bit of a tough week last week, and then they pulled fast away. Ohio State just looks good, man, though. It's just that's the only problem with Ohio State. I can't really think about who can beat them besides maybe Tennessee and Georgia, but I think it's going to be closer than 15.5. I think 7 to 14, even though I know Michigan picked them apart very, very well. I still think this is going to be closer than it is because it's in Penn State, so it's going to be a home game for Penn State. I think around 7 to 14 points for Ohio State, though. Ohio State will still win, I think, but yeah. UCLA versus Stanford. I think Stanford. Did they lose? They beat Notre Dame. That's who it was. Oh, they're 3-4. UCLA is coming off a loss to Oregon. I think UCLA might fold. I just got a weird feeling that UCLA might fold a little bit. I don't think they're that good. I don't think they're that good at all. I think they're on a hot streak, and then once they kind of got realized, oh wait, we're not Oregon. We're just gonna lose here. I don't think it's gonna. I might sound crazy here, but I gotta go for the upset for Stanford. Oh man, I really do. I just think that. I think Stanford's going to win, and I think they're going to win by 3 to 7 points, on a field goal or a last-minute drive here, but I don't know. This might be stupid to me. I just don't have confidence in DTR. I need to see more out of them. Bobo is a pretty good receiver too, and then their running game's pretty good, but this might be weird. In all hindsight, I should say UCLA for 10 points, but I'm going Stanford for 7. Just a personal opinion there, but you can either one or the other, UCLA probably most likely by 10 points, but Stanford by 7. I'm just feeling Stanford. I don't know why. Feeling intelligent like Richard Sherman, I believe he's from Stanford. Anyway, Wake Forest at Louisville. Wake Forest is looking great. Honestly, as a team, Wake Forest is looking pretty damn good. They do not look bad. Wake Forest by 4? No. I think Wake Forest by 20. I know it sounds a lot, but Hartman, man, he's playing well. And they are looking in a groove. He has 21 touchdowns for a reason. I don't even think he has that many picks. 3 picks. Yeah, no, dude, they're looking good, scoring 41-something points a game. And they're only allowing 24 points a game. Louisville's only scoring 27. They lost to Boston College. They destroyed Boston College. They lost to Florida State. They destroyed Florida State. I mean, come on. I gotta go Wake Forest on this, and I think Wake Forest by 10 to 20 points, around in that range. USC finally come back after that bye and that loss. Much needed bye for USC. Much bad loss on them. That was pretty abysmal for them. You know, kind of really hurt their chances at all of getting in back in the top 4 or 5. But they're playing Arizona. They're obviously, I think, going to mop the floor with Arizona. The run game is great. Caleb Williams isn't a bad quarterback. He's good. 15.5 points. I think this could be. It's a night game, too, obviously, because it's Pac-12. I think this is going to be 14-point game about what they're saying here. I think Arizona is just really bad right now, too. They don't have a coach. I believe that's Arizona State. They're just a bad team overall, though. I get they've won 3 games, but it's not been to anything crazy. So, I mean, I got to go 14 points here for USC. Oklahoma State, we just talked about. Oregon is at Cal. Cal is also not really that good of a team this year. They are 3-4. Oregon's favored by 17. They're coming off that massive win versus UCLA. They're going to ride that all the way into California. I think Bo Nix is going to go again for 3 or 4 touchdowns passing. I got to go Oregon by, honestly, 14 to 17. That's about where I'm thinking today. So they could easily win that one. Moving up to 7 TCU at West Virginia. West Virginia is probably one of the worst schools in the Big 12. They're 3-4. I think they might be in dead last in the Big 12. TCU is favored by 7.5. I think TCU. That's the only problem, though. Everybody in the Big 12 always plays each other hard, but TCU is undefeated, and West Virginia probably sees that as a really big threat. So I think they win by 7 to 10 points. How they have it here. It's pretty good representation for, pretty good score pick there. So I'm going 7 to 10 for TCU. Bama, bye for Clemson. Michigan. Oh, man. We are finally getting into this bad boy here. This is going to be a fun one, considering I go to MSU. I know they're favored 22.5, but it is a rivalry game, and you can't ever count rivalry games out. You know, rivals, it doesn't matter if they're 1 and whatever, and Michigan's like undefeated. It's always going to be tough, but it's in Ann Arbor. Can't talk. Sorry. It's in Ann Arbor. They're mad probably as hell from last year because they were very controversial calls, you would say, for both sides. But Michigan's pissed about that. Coming off great wins, you know. Michigan State's coming off some bad losses. They both had a bye last week, though, so that could help them. But let's just be honest. I think Michigan by 14 plus. It's just kind of call it how it is. I mean, I go to MSU, man. I know I'm an MSU student, but no, Michigan by 14 points. It's a night game too, so yeah. Tennessee we talked about. Ohio State we talked about. Georgia versus Florida. This one's interesting too. It's at Florida. I get Georgia's favorite just because they're the best team in the nation. Oh wait, was I wrong? Oh, no, I was not wrong. Okay, my bad. Or I am wrong. It's in Georgia. Never mind. Yep. I thought it was in Florida. Then maybe Florida might have a chance. But they don't. It's in Georgia. Georgia is going to get the dub on this. Uga's going to go off. I think 20-ish points plus is a very good representation of this score here. So we just talked about all the 25 there. So we'll see how this weekend goes, and I'll get back with you guys for the breakdown after this week. So, yeah, thank you for watching, and peace out.